record a lecture video about our new topic, which we are now in chapter 4, and that is meiosis. So you just had your summative 3 exam that is about mitosis, and I hope you won't forget what you have learned in chapter 4, because that is an important knowledge that we will be continued here in chapter 4. Okay, so I will start now. I'm going to make a slideshow. Okay, so when we say meiosis class, it is for procreation. It is about preparation for the next generation. Okay, so thank you, meiosis. We are all here on this earth, no? Because of meiosis. So before that, allow me to present to you this concept map. Concept map is my way of giving you the entire picture of the topic, and this will help us understand, no, better in a simpler way in giving the overview of the topic. Okay, always remember that cells are divided into two main types, mainly because of the presence of true nucleus. Okay, don't forget that there is prokaryotic cell, those who doesn't have true nucleus, and eukaryotic cells, where we belong, no, the animals, plants, fungi, and protists. Okay, in prokaryotic cell, remember that they have a simple reproduction, simple cell division, and it is asexually, meaning coming from their own body, no, specifically known as binary fission. Okay, when we say eukaryotic, remember that is where we belong, the plants, fungi, and protists, because we all have true nucleus in our cells, and our cell division is quite complicated because of this presence of organelles and nucleus. Okay, so these organisms belonging in eukaryotic cells, we still have two, subdivided na sad siya into two umbrellas of cell types. Remember, I mentioned this. We had this in previous chapter. We are made up of somatic cells class. Remember, when we say somatic cells, that is the body cells. So from head to toe, kanang skin cells, tanan nga cells in our organs, the specialized and diversified cells differentiated into the function. That is all known as somatic cells. Okay. In the somatic cells, there is cell division again. How does it being reproduced when we, in the event of injury, wound, when we need to grow from a baby to a fully grown human? There is a cell division known as mitosis. Always remember, in mitosis, the main goal, the ultimate goal for mitosis class is to make an exact copy of the parent. So meaning it will have two identical daughter cells. Remember the substages and the main stages of mitosis para makahimo og two identical daughter cells. Remember gatong interphase, the mitosis stage, and the cytokinesis, and the substages of each. Okay, ayaw na kalimte because that will be carried on in this chapter. Okay, so kanang two identical daughter cells, we call that diploid. Okay, kasi pasabot anang diploid. Diploid carries 46 chromosome. Don't be confused. Usually they will say 23 pairs. Why they say pairs? Because the 46 is divided because the 23 is coming from the father and the 23 is coming from the mother. That is why they always use 23 pairs, but the total composition of chromosomes that we have in our body is 46. So imagine, class, we are made up of trillions, billions of cells, no? And each of that cell has 46 chromosomes. Okay. Nang in-circle nga yellow, meaning we are done with that. And by this time, I assume, okay, I hope everyone, you retain this knowledge among you, because we will use that for the chapter 4, sorry. When we say chapter 4, that is for the second type of cell, focusing about gametes. germ cells, also known as germ cells. Remember, i-divide din depende sa sex, sa tao. When we say sa lalaki, they have this sperm cell. When they say female, they have egg cells. Okay? Now, the gametes and the germ cells also divide. Okay? And we call that meiosis. So that is our topic for this chapter. Meiosis is a replication of gametes. And on the bottom line, Anna, is 4 daughter cells having unique combinations of chromosomes. So when we say sa mitosis is identical, ang main nakalahi gyud mainly sa meiosis is ang iyang goal is diversity, no? Genetic variation, unique from one being. Even it's fraternal twins or identical twins, they are still unique from one another. Okay? And that is what we're going to find out nganong nakahimo og diversity. Giunsa di ay, no sinahitabo along this way. Kay sa mitosis, we know that it has to be an exact copy of the DNA, right? Remember, it has to be checked all the time in the control checkpoints. But meiosis is entirely different. It is also cell division, but entirely different in a sense that the goal is to make a unique combinations of chromosomes, and ang ilahang content sa chromosomes is haploid. Remember this word? Haploid meaning 23 chromosome. So half, no, haploid, half. So katunga sa usual nga number of chromosomes. And we are going to understand nganong ingon ani nga asa nahitabo nganong na half siya. Okay? So I hope that gives you the entire picture of what is our discussion is all about. So for today, I'm going to focus first in the diversity introduction about the topic. Okay, so what do you see in the picture? No, there are very nice picture. No, a family photo. The first picture you can see it's race interracial marriage. So a black and a white woman, and they have kids, but they're looking different. The next photo is race diversity. There's Asian, Caucasian, Black, no, European. So you can see the beauty, no, of looking different. So we should appreciate ourselves if we look unique from one another, because there is beauty in the uniqueness and diversity. Also in animals, you can see very common in our domesticated animals, daghan siya like sa iring, in the cats, no, they look different in the fur. Even in dogs, no, very common, di ba? The female, they call that bitch. Why man? Because they will not, they allow different males, no, to have sex with them. Okay, actually this is about sex. We're talking about sex here because of sex we are here, and that because of sex there is diversity, and we will understand that one. So biology, this is what biology is all about. Okay, the beauty of diversity, the beauty of meiosis leading to genetic variation. Because if you can imagine, kung parehas tagnaong tanan, no, boring kayo. We cannot see sa nindot, we cannot appreciate, no, the uniqueness of every human being. Okay, now I hope that with these pictures gives you the idea of the direction of our discussion. First, we have to understand the human life cycle. Okay, allow me to explain this diagram here. Okay, in this diagram, okay, here, you can see there is a mature young woman and a mature young man. Okay, so si lalaki, he has testes. Si babae, na ay ovary. Inside the ovary, class, na ay egg cell. Inside sa testes, there is a sperm cells, no, nga pwedeng daghana. And then, sexual reproduction man class. So meaning, there is sex that will happen. So there is intercourse that will happen. Si ovary containing ovum, Okay, that ovum will divide. Okay, and that ovum, when we say class meiosis in female, actually we call that oogenesis. Okay, specifically taking place in the ovary. No, that is the meiosis in female. When we say meiosis in male, we call that spermatogenesis. Okay, that is specifically taking place in the testis. So when you say ang type of cell class, awa si gametes, is naa din sa reproductive. And our other cells sa atong body are all somatic na, except for those found in our gametes. Okay, except for those found in our reproductive. Okay, so the sperm, okay, will divide, okay, and that will give the men sperm. And when ovaries, egg cells divides, that will give egg cell. So you can see haploid class. Again, unsa to ng haploid? Containing 23 chromosomes. Okay, diminishing, meaning from 46 nahimong 23. Okay, and I will explain that. How this happens. Kanong instead of 46, nahimo siyang 23. Okay, so let's park that one. They are both 23. Si sperm 23, si egg 23. And then, okay, marriage, then intercourse, sexual intercourse. Then na fertilization nga nahitabo. Is this good? Yes, this is good because you are procreating life. As long as you're responsible with what you're doing and you can support, right? Always remember. So there is fertilization that will happen. When we say fertilization class, that is the union of the sperm and the egg. Okay? Kasabot naman tayo no, common kay ni siya. We know about this one. But the beauty of our chapter is we are going to find out what will happen after the fertilization. Because that fertilization, magpabilin ba na siya diha? No, it will lead to a zygote. When we say zygote class, a zygote is tiny. It's actually embryo already because zygote is a fertilized egg that will become an embryo, and the embryo will become a baby, and then the baby will come out and become a human being. That there is life already there. Okay, so now you see it's 2n. How come it's 2n? First and foremost, that is a 23 coming from the egg and 23 from the sperm. So always remember class, nga when we say zygote na gani, the embryo na, the one in the womb of a woman, that is already diploid. Okay? So that embryo will become a baby. How? Because there is mitosis. Asa ganito si mitosis? Division of body cells. So the zygote, you can see that it will further develop, cell differentiation happen, cell specialization, diversity of cell, there is growth and development through the process na of mitosis. And that mitosis continue, growth and development, okay? That will give rise again to another human being until it become a fully grown man and a fully grown woman. So you can see here in this diagram the cycle class, meaning we as human being, we are being made because of the process of meiosis and mitosis. Unsay maguna, murag itlog ug manok, asay maguna ana ma? Of course, we really cannot, it depends on asa nga stage mag-start, right? So when you're talking about the baby, sa zygote, of course, it will start first with mitosis. And once he is adolescent, may mature na ang reproductive, then he is being capable na of meiosis, right? So, again, this is the entire human life cycle. We become a human, fully grown human being because of the process of these two. No? So most importantly, kita fully grown, we have to, the main goal, or like, of course, we have different choices of our life, but we are made to procreate. kung biology lang atong storyaan. Okay? Now, I hope you understand that one. Okay, as what I have mentioned, always remember that the body cells is made of somatic. Unsa gatong somatic cells? Body cells. That is diploid, and that is 23 pairs or 46 total. Don't be confused again if they use 23 pairs, meaning 23 gikan sa mama kay pair manggod. So naa ay 23 sa papa o 23 pares. That is why 46 yun na siya ang total class. When we say gametes, okay, that is the sex cells. Katong naa sa gonads, naa sa testes and ovaries, and it only contains 23 chromosomes. So by this time, imuhang i-internalize, imuhang lawas, I am carrying 23 haploid na egg cell. So si mga laki, kamo mga laki, I am carrying sperm cell that is 23 chromosome ra na siya. So mangita yun siyang babay para mahimo siyang 43. Okay. This is a diagrammatic representation. When we see deep, you can hear. So kanino in yellow, 23 na siya tanan. And ang other pair side is 23. So that's how we say diploid. And that the mathematical representation is 2n. Why? Because n represents as the 23, 2 times 2, so that is 46. Haploid, isa-isa lang kakopy. So that is, as makita ang haploid, that is in the egg cell and in the sperm cell. Okay. So here you can see, actually, I will tell you what is this. This is a karyogram. Kita mo ni number 1. So si number 1 na isa ka chromosome, na isa ka another chromosome. So kani siya ang number 1 nga containing 2 chromosome pasabot pair, 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 ana, diba? So that is why 23 pairs. So usa ana papa, usa sa mama. When we say haploid, which is in the egg cell and the sperm cell, kita mo ang chromosome 1 is only 1 chromosome. Okay? 1 chromosome. Chromosome meaning X na to, di ba? And then, ang usa na ka-chromatid, papa. Ang usa ka-chromatid sa mama. Okay? So, before we proceed further, we have to understand some terminologies. So, this is the main goal for this. I will help you understand some terminologies. So, in meiosis class, we will go back to the genetic material, and we all know that that is in the chromosome. Always remember, chromosome is found in the nucleus, nucleoplasm specifically. So, remember, in meiosis, chromosome na pirmi ang atong hunahon. Why? Because in mitosis, napamantoy chromatin, napamantoy chromatid, and chromosome, right? Ang genetic appearance. So here, dito ta about chromosome. So naka-X ang hitsura ni genetic material. Okay? So, sa chromosome class, they have the laboratory have this technique, no? Of staining para in the mapping, makita na nila ang different color, no? Sa staining muna mo si chromosome mahimong na mga band, no? Kita mo ni mga sa iyahang tanang part na ay mga different color because this will help identify the gene, the code of every offspring traits, no? Traits mga like unsay code sa imuhang color sa eyes, color sa imuhang kanang texture sa imong hair, color sa imong skin tone, naman na dinhi. Okay, anhiman makita sa to ang chromosome. Okay. So this is laboratory techniques that is being used to help in the karyotyping. Okay. Now, we have this what we called as homologous chromosome o homolog. Okay, unsa na siya ma? Again, when we say homologous, that is the pairing. So kita mo aning chromosome 1, duha ka buok chromosome, right? So, homologous na siya class. Homologous chromosome. When we say homolog, that is the one. Ang kaninga chromosome ang usa, no? Kay ang one pair is homologous. Ang usa ka chromosome sa homologous pair, we call that homolog. Ma'am, do we really have to understand and remember this? Yes, but by the time we go, remember agad mo sa mitosis, di ba ningon jud ko nga paminawa, hinumdumi, chromatin, chromosome, chromatid. So this time ang inyong hunahuna homolog, homologous. Kay in the stages na sad sa ato ang meiosis, mayngon ako unsa man homolog, homologous, no? Ana na sad chromatid, chromatin. Balik ra gihapon to siya, but always understand sa unsa ang difference about homologous ug homolog. Okay? Remember, ang homolog gikan na sa papa ang isa sad gikan sa mama. Okay? So combining the pair, we call that homologous. Okay? So you can see when this is being arranged, class, in the karyogram, you can see number 1 nga chromosome parehas, di ba? Parehas silang height, more or less they have the same characteristics, size, length, shape. Okay, so that is also being considered in the pairing of the chromosome, in the pairing of homologous chromosomes. So you can see homologous pairing of chromosome has the same characteristics in size, shape, and same ang iyang banding pattern. Okay, katong banding pattern nga giilahan sa kaning banding pattern mao ni siya. Okay, so in the pairing of homologous chromosome, again that has the same size, shape, and same ang iyang banding pattern. So I hope again homolog and homologous. Okay, now when we say homologous, napa dyan naging nga tetrad. Say tetrad, remember, mo ni siya ang katong naa sa map, no? Sa karyogram nga map. Example, mo ni si chromosome 1. Kani gikan sa papa. Okay, wait. Kani gikan sa mama, maternal. When they say the word tetrad, class, remember, homologous pairing na because na ay 4 ka chromatid. Ma'am, kailangan para namutimanan ni yes because in the stage of meiosis, mingon na tetrads. Kung sa gito ng tetrads, duha ka chromosome nga one another, nag-overlap, actually nagpilit, no tetrads, because it has 4 chromatids. So you can see here, locus. Okay, I'll say locus. What is locus? Locus is the specific site in the chromosome where the trait, a certain trait is being located. So you can see eye color locus. So meaning, ang code para sa color sa imong eyes naa diri dapit. So homologous pairing gikan sa mama naa sa diri dapit. So that is why they have this same banding pattern as what I have mentioned earlier. Okay? So here, ang locus for the hair, meaning the code sa imuhang hair color or hair texture naa na siya dira dapita. So the locus, remember, that is the site of a code, a certain code of your physical trait. So, nganong kinahanglan siya the same og location. Okay? Mabawan na ninyo because there is a reason for that na dapat the same ang iyang location. Again, unsa tong location? That is locus, location for the genetic code of the trait, physical trait. Again, okay, natag homolog, homologous, tetrad, and locus. Okay. Now, unsa man ni naa diri? Again, always remember that we as a diploid, no, diploid ta because we have 23 chromosomes, 23 pairs. Kung 23 chromosomes lang, N, meaning haploid. But when we say 2N, 23 pairs, that is the total of 46. Again, nganong 46? Kay kita kaning square, a rectangle, duha ka chromosome. Remember, homologous siya because they have the same size, shape, and the same ang iyahang banding pattern. So, 1 until 22, 23. Okay? So, that's the homologous. Okay, what's an karyogram? When we say karyogram, class, this is organizing the picture of your chromosome. Okay, so when you go to a laboratory, I want to have my chromosomes be put in a picture. Okay, and we call that karyogramming. The process is karyotyping. Okay, So you can see in a karyogram class, it's very organized. The chromosome 1 is the longest. The chromosome here, 22, from longest to smallest. No? So big to smallest. So that is how karyogram is being organized. Okay, remember it is always pairing homologous. Ang usa ka chromosome of the homologous is homolog. Okay. Now we have this term autosomes. Say autosomes. What is autosomes? All the chromosomes from 1 to 22, we call that autosomes. Okay? If you want to know why your nose is quite flat, naa na ang code diri sa autosomes. If you want to know the color of your skin, naa na ang code diri sa autosomes. Sa chromosome 1 to 22. Sa homologous pairing of 1 to 22. Okay? So, holistic siya nga term for all the homologous chromosome from 1 to 22. Chromosomes. Okay. Class sex chromosome is the one that the code, naa diha ang code nga mo determine if you're babae or lalaki. Okay? When we say strictly biology lang nga makeup, na babae ra gyud na og lalaki. Okay? When we say na ay binabayi or like kanang gender, no? Gender is not a biology makeup. Okay? Gender is about na naman na yung psychology behind ana, no? It's a preference naman na siya. But when we see sex, your sex, what is your sex? I am a woman. I am a man, no? Because that is purely based in your sex chromosome. That is in the 23rd. When we say male, gani class, okay? When we say male, XY. When we say female, XX. Okay? Remember that one? A female sex chromosome is XX and a male chromosome, sex chromosome is XY. And because of this, himo kang lalaki. Ang imong genitalia is testes, no? Ang imong genitalia is vagina. Why? Because of your sex chromosomes. Na naa sa makita in the 23rd na number. So kita mo 1 to 22 autosomes, ang 23rd kay sex chromosome. Okay? Again, ang 23rd nga homologous pairing mo na nag-carry, it will determine if you will become a boy or a girl. When you are still in the womb, no, of your mama, kuan pa ka, bipotential pa actually class ang embryo. Meaning, it can either be mahimo siyang lalaki, mahimo siyang babae. So, remember magpa-ultrasound ang mama na anay gihuwat nga certain weeks, no? Na gihuwat nga age of embryo para ma-determine kung lalaki or babae. Kaya nga naman, beginning sa trimester pa lang na siya. By potential pa gid na siya, napay chance nga mahimong laki o babae. Kay ang iyahang agdon, it will depend on the sex chromosomes because it is the sex chromosome that will excrete a hormone that will make the cell differentiation in the reproductive area of the baby. Okay? So, let us have some reviews. Remember, katong mga terms, unsa tong mga terms? Okay? So, homologous chromosome, remember, that is coming from a father and a mother, and pairing niya because of its have the same size, shape, and banding pattern. We say homologous pairing, natay term nga tetrads because it is composed of 4 chromatids already. Okay? When we say locus, that is the position of the gene in the same location of the homologous. When we say humans class, we all know that we have 23 pairs, that is 2n of homologous chromosome. Ang 1 to 22, okay, that is the autosome. And ang isa ka pair nga nasa ika-23rd, that is the sex chromosome that will determine if you are a boy or a girl. Okay, so what you're going to do, understand this one, the meaning, picture out in yourself, what are the hitsura, what does it look like? So, ang homolog o homologous chromosome, katong organization, katong karyotyping. Diploid and haploid, again, 2N si diploid, 23 pairs or 46. Haploid is 23. Somatic cells, that is the body cells. Gametes, that is your cells in the gonad. Smallest. When we say karyotype, that is the process of organizing. No? Then when we say autosomes, that is chromosome 1 to 22. Sex chromosome, this is the 23rd. So the sex chromosome sa male, that is XY. For the female, that is XX. Okay, so what you're going to do after this listening, I hope you will listen and understand this lecture. What I want you to all do, go to the Moodle and go to the practice activity, because you will have there your flashcards activity that will help you remember the important terminologies for this topic. So in the session 2, please be present because we will have a review of this topic and a seat work, and get ready for the question and answer about this lecture. Okay, so I hope everything is clear, and if you have question, please write it down and ask me in our synchronous session. Okay, thank you everyone. Goodbye.